Okay, so today we're going to be looking at proportions and constant proportionality with tables. So this says relationships are proportional if they can be represented by the equation y equals k times x, which we talked about on the last video. We talked about this, where k represents the constant of proportionality. Okay, and remember that we find k, we take y and divide it by x. Okay, so here's our first example. There are two coffee shops in town that charge different prices. The prices are proportional, but some of the information is missing from their price list. Okay, and then it's just asking us. So the first thing we have to do is fill in the table. Okay, so we know that it's proportional. So for this first table where it says Seattle Coffee Works, give myself a little more room. Okay, we're going to take y and divide it by x to find out what our constant of proportionality is. So I'm going to pull up my calculator. I got $8.25 divided by 3, and we get $2.75. Okay, it's telling us that it's proportional. I'm going to go ahead and double check with this other one, $13.75. Ooh, that's our number. 13.75 divided by 5 is $2.75. Okay, so we know that that's going to be our constant of proportionality. So we can go ahead and fill that in all of our blanks on the table. Okay, and then what we have to do to find total cost is going to be to take that number and multiply it by those numbers in our x column. Okay, remember this is y, this is x. Okay, so $2.75 times 1 is still $2.75. Okay, 2 times $2.75, $5.50. Okay, add that extra zero since we're talking money. Okay, then we've got $8.25. Then we've got 4 times $2.75, which is $11. And then we have 6 times $2.75, which is $16.50. Alright, so what do you notice that we haven't filled in the other table, so we can't answer this question yet. Alright, so the next table is, move my calculator over. Okay, I'm going to take my $5.60 and divide by 2 and get $2.80. Okay, let's double check using this last one. So $16.80 divided by 6 is $2.80. So we know all of these will be $2.80. They tell us that in the word column. Okay, and then we have to fill in the total cost. So again, we do the constant proportionality times x, or times the number of cups. So this is $2.80. We've got the next one, and we've got 3 times $2.80, which is $8.40. Okay, then we have 4 times $2.80, which is $11.20. We have 5 times $2.80, which is, ooh, I forget this, 5 times $2.80, which is $14. Okay, so what do we notice about the two different tables? Well, Houndstooth coffee is more per cup of coffee, which is going to make it more at each of the intervals that we have. Okay, it looks like everything else is pretty similar. It's only 5 cents more, so really it would probably be like you pay more the more cups of coffee that you get. Okay, what proves that both coffee shops sell their drinks at proportional rates? Well, the proof is that we have that constant of proportionality, or because our ratios are equal at each of the intervals. Okay? Or we could say that y divided by x is always constant in the table. Okay? If you purchased 9 cups of coffee at Helms 2's Coffee, how much more would you spend than if you purchased it at Seattle? So, Seattle, we know that 9 cups would be $2.75 per cup, and 9 cups at Helms 2 times 280. Okay, so 275 times 9, 2475. Okay, and then we've got 280 times 9, $25.20. It's asked, ooh, heard that wrong. Again. $25.20. It's not asking us for that. It's asking us how much more would you spend. So we're going to take the $25.20 and subtract the $24.75, which is 45 cents. Okay, so you would spend 45 cents more for 9 cups of coffee at Helms 2 rather than Seattle Coffee Works. Okay, there's another example. Okay, so we're going to look to see if this one is proportional. Okay, so first thing we have to do is divide each one of these. So this one would still be $2.90. Don't forget, first column is always X. Okay, so we've got $5.70 divided by 3. We get $1.90. We've got $8.40 divided by 3. 280. That one, I'm going to calculate that one again because that one looks wrong. Divided by 2, I think. Yeah, I did. Type 3 in here instead of the 2. So this one's 285, 280. We have 11 divided by 4, $2.75. We have 1350 divided by 5, $2.70. And we have $15.90 divided by 6, $2.65. So, what do you notice about the pricing structure? Okay, you could say that each cup of coffee decreases by 5 cents from the one before it, depending on how many you get. So, for instance, 285 is 5 cents cheaper than it is to buy 1, or 3 is 5 cents cheaper than to buy 2. Okay, so we know that it's not proportional at all. So there's no way we can take this and write an equation from it. Okay, what would be the benefit of this structure? Well, the benefit would be the more you buy, the more cups of coffee you buy, the cheaper your price per cup would be. Okay, so moving forward, let's go ahead and check out our next example. Okay, so this is where we're going to be talking about fractions. Okay, so in this table, we need to find the constant proportionality. Remember, we do that by taking y and dividing by x. Okay, so this first one, we would do 1/3 divided by 1, which is 1/3. Remember, x is always first. Okay, so the second one would be 2/3 divided by 2. Okay, and you guys remember how to divide. Always put whole numbers over 1. Change reciprocal. Okay, so 2/3 times 1/2. It's cross simplified, and we get 1/3. Okay, the next one, we've got 1 divided by 3, which we could just write it out because 1 divided by 3 looks like this. Our next one, we've got 4/3 divided by 4. Okay, so 4/3 times 1/4, cross simplifies 1/3. Okay, same as the last one, 5/3. Don't forget to change reciprocal part. Okay, so constant rate of proportionality in this table is 1/3, not 3, but 1/3. Okay. Each of these shows a proportional relationship. It's just asking us to fill in. The first thing we have to do is find K. If it is proportional, we know that all of our numbers should be the same. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, and I'm going to do this one down here where it's 78 and 13. I have to have both numbers. So K for this table would be 6 when I take and divide Y by X. Okay, so if it's 6, then I'm going to multiply 6 times 1, don't forget X and Y, okay, and then I'm going to take 24 and divide it by 6 to find out what this is. So 24 divided by 6 is 4. 42 divided by 6 is 7. 10 times 6 is 16. Okay, you can go back and double check everything by doing Y over X and just double checking that you get the same thing. Okay, so let's look at the next table again, X and Y. Okay, so we have 15 and 6, so I'm going to go ahead and do that one. 15 divided by 6 is 2.5. Okay, so when I divided, and then I'm just going to use that information, double check down here, 45 divided by 18, okay, to fill in the rest of the table. All right, so 60 divided by 2.5 is going to tell me my X, which is 24. Okay, I've got 75 divided by 2.5, which is going to tell me this is 30. Okay, so it looks like you guys see this pattern. Okay, from 18, it increased by 6, and then it increased by 6 again. So this is going to have to be 12 to show that increase of 6. Alright, so I'm going to do 12 times 2.5, and I'm going to get 30. Okay, you guys, whatever problems we didn't look at on the worksheet together, those are for you to do just for extra practice, which I think there's just a couple. So if you do have questions, I am available on Zoom. I'm trying to do every day from 2 to 2:15. I'll let you know if there's a day that I have to kind of bail out because I have a meeting or something. So 2 to 2:15 every day this week, and I'll see you later. Have a good day.